Hello YouTube, it's a rainy, miserable, muddy day. So today we're going to restore a pipe wrench. For those of you who haven't seen this before, this is my drill. Somebody's going to ask me what it is. It's Performax. I found it at a Menards Big Shop store. Got a fan blowing stuff out towards the door. The door is cracked open a little bit. So we got stuff blown away. We do wear goggles and masks. There's some tools of the trade to attack it with. And here is the subject. The wrench that Road King sent me. There is a few issues. That rivet's definitely in bad shape, and we have to take this out to get this apart to clean this. We do know how to make rivets. We may not show you a video how we made the rivet. This one's kind of different. Is that spring in there? Some of it's like a spring piece of metal. It gives that rocking action. I think it's a Moore brand, don't quote me. Moore Drop Forging Company. I think I could read it. We don't know what we're going to do with this yet. We're going to clean up and see what we got. There's a lot of damage. And this thing may end up being customized. We can do whatever we want. We may grind all this out and drill holes. And I thought about, that looked cool. Somebody's screaming, don't do that, it's an antique wrench. Well, that's a lot of work though, going over the drill press, setting up the drill out. I mean, that's just too much work to do. I'd really clean up and make it look nice. Maybe polish this, be shiny, this be shiny, this be shiny. This handle be painted, and this be painted probably a different color. How about Alice Chalmers orange? We got plenty left over. Paint the whole thing orange and black, and make that shiny and silver. This is as do as we go. I have not even really thought about this. I just know we're going to do that wrench. Let's get it cleaned up first. We'll be back. Too much talk, not enough work. Okay, that's a small wire brush to get down there. One of my little small ones. Not the big one, so it fits in there good. Next is to get these pins out of here. Doing that, and with a roll pin punch. So that's what we're going to do next. Okay, I don't know if you can see it, but I'm kind of in an X pattern because you don't want to put gouges and dips in here. You want to keep this flat. This is going to be cleaned up. There's going to be some work done on the belt sander, but you can see the circle even there. See that? Do the same thing with the other one. I think the other side has to be ground. So we're going to drive this out. We're going to get out our... We'll probably go to the vise. If you have a bench block, the thing with the holes in it, I think we'll go over to the actual vise and put this over top of the vise and try it. We can use a little bigger hammer. So off to the vise. That's what we're going to try. And the pin is out. We may reuse it. See how it's got a slight bend to it? It made it really tight in there. Did they do that on purpose? Think about it. I've done it before. I may reuse it. Because it don't matter if it's flush when we're done. I mean, you'll know it and I'll know it, but there should be a head of it on it. We'll see what we got for material. We can make roll pins. Okay, we want this on film in case something flies apart. We know what goes on. We used our big 2.5 pound ball peen hammer to drive that out. Now we didn't hit hard. We just used it for the weight of it. Instead of beating a lot with a little one, we just took our big one and just boom, you know, almost just dropped it on the roll pin punch. And we want this on film in case this comes flying apart. We already had our little rivet go spinning across the desk. We can make that. That spring in there. We had this loose. Let's see what happens. Cover stuff with a rag or your hand. Take the pressures off. What do we got in here? Well, just a spring with a little rivet in there. So it rides on there. See? That's all we got. We're putting our stuff up. We need a container. We can't find a can. We were using the lid for our box, buffing kit box. So we've got everything over there away. There, now we can work on this. The reason we're restoring this is, put the pin up, we may reuse that one. See how this one's bent too? Can you see it? That's the trick. We're going to clean up. I think we're going to reuse these rivets. I do know how to drill in here, you know, to put a screw, then put a like a panhead screw in there, and then you can actually grind the head off with a screw so it looks like a rivet if you got enough metal, so you can't tell that it was a screw put in there. It takes a little work. The reason we got this is the jaws are one reason I wanted it apart. The jaws are worn out. They are shot. We will be filing, sawing, probably take cutter disc and a Dremel and actually recut them and then file them. They are junk. Normally this would have been thrown away. You see that? So when you see these when I'm done, they'll be redone. That's the main reason I'm redoing this. He was using the wrench, Road King. Did I mention I got this from Road King? See how you can get in there and work on it? What is this nasty? What is that? A bug? Spider gonna come crawling at me? Ew. Now this is gonna be polished to the best of my ability. This will be super polished metal. I'm thinking this might be black, right? This might be black because it's a jaw, and we just might paint this Alice Chalmers orange. Boy, don't threaten me on that way. Don't dare me or threaten me, because I'll do it. It would look cool, wouldn't it? I'm just not into painting the inside in there, because I got to take off the light. I'd rather paint this nice. You know, primer it too and everything. And then have nice, shiny, chrome looking jaw. That one right, at least. And then this, you know, it'd look good black and orange. We haven't decided yet. I know you're all going to be screaming at me, and by the time you see this, I'm already going to be done painting it. So, hope you're not disappointed if it don't turn out the color you like. We haven't decided yet. We'll let you all sweat on it while you're watching the video. Back to work. MORCO. Don't want to focus. Trademark. MORCO. I knew I read more Drop Forging Company, Springfield, Mass. So 10-inch. So they made it for these guys. So I've had these old wrenches where it says more Drop Forging. Not bad for wire brush. Got to take the Dremel and get into some of the little spots. Okay, we're off to the belt sander to get rid of some of this junk and this flashing. We're not going to be able to get all these bits out of here. See how deep they are? We'd be grinding away a lot of the rent. We'll see what it looks like after we're done playing over the belt sander. So we're off to do that. Stay tuned. Okay, our progress on the belt sander. I cannot tell you what grit belt it is without taking it off. I bought 2 grits. See that? Where I can't get rid of that unless I keep going a long ways. But I think we will. But that turned out pretty good. Okay, here's the side I said I didn't think I'd get the chips out. See how this is rounded? We're going to modify it. See where I flattened this? Boy, this might be good enough to polish up the bare steel to a high shine, but in here is your problem. But it still would be shiny, but I'm not going to get there and sand that. I mean, I could paint in there black, and I could paint in here a color, and then leave this part shiny. Could be nice on your hands, but this is done really carefully. I took off, I mean, I'm sorry I can't show you, but you take off the flashing like this, and then kind of roll it. You'll kind of turn it a little bit, and then, like, because this is rounded, okay? And I kind of roll it, but don't do it in spots. You'll have gouges. You'll have the side of the belt, the side, you know, do it, and then I'll kind of go at an angle. You know, you just got to get the feel for it. Go like this angle, this, you know, go different directions so it's evenly smooth. Take the scrubby wheel of that and it'll be polished up even before any polish. Never touch that. We didn't really want to touch that with the belt sander. Maybe right here. And maybe I'll get brave to do it there, but I don't know. We'll just see. So we're going to take a little break and we'll go back to work a little more with the belt sander and see what happens. Remember, we have a disc sander too where we get stuff up against it. Alright, stay tuned. Okay, another quick clip. We're using various Dremel tools to get inside of here. Get all the rust inside. And to do these edges, we use this and a sander drum. And that's what we're doing to this. We just used this grindstone so far. A lot of these pipe wrenches were used for hammering. They really got beat up, but that's really something that's kind of tricky on the belt sander, you know, without getting it messed up. This will all be done flat. It's all flat to be done on the belt sander, whatever direction. And we'll show you this real quick. This is done on the belt sander, and we took our scrubby wheel to it, so you can see a few little weird opposite direction marks. See how it goes one way? Because I belt sanded this way and scrubby wheel this way, which made it look better. I decided this is going to stay all like this, steel. We're going to paint down inside of here. Maybe. Depends how good a job we can do. If we can get the top of the letters cleaned off so you can read it. But nope, this will all be steel. At least this part. We may paint. We thought about painting right in here. That area. So like I'm talking to my nose. My sinuses are all stuffed up. And I've been wearing a mask too. It's just so humid. Yesterday was upper 80s. The dew point and the humidity both were in the upper 60s. So it was a killer yesterday. And I had to keep working on my tractor. I got all the wiring done. So I'm done with the garden tractor. The wiring's done except for putting in the headlights and the front grille. So update on that. Let's get back to work. I'll show you this short clip of me buffing with the scrubby wheel. It's going to be loud. Watch your volume. Okay, it is day 2. This video is starting to get long, but I do not want to put it in 2 parts. I really don't. I've found that sometimes people just watch the second part and they can't find the first part and whatever. I'm not being sarcastic. I want to show you real quick how I did this. And yes, my battery's low. I always say that. This is what I did first. I ground everything with one of these. Okay. I went to a sanding drum. Excuse the mower, I'll tell you about that in a second, about the mowing stuff. Then I use this lightly, okay, to get rid of the scratch marks from the sanding drum. Then we went to our panel went to this compound of black, which is really aggressive on raw steel, and then went to blue. Okay, we'll pause after we showed you that. We're going to come back for another little quick clip. We'll change the battery, and we'll talk about how I did the knurled thing. They're pretty. Okay, you'll get to see this rest of it. Okay, how we did this is we took this diamond blade, okay? Now, they make 2 kinds of these. This is an older one from Harbor Freight. See, there's no holes. And the hole was too big for the screw, so I centered it. So it kind of wobbles. So I never really liked it because of that, but I liked them better than the ones with the holes in them. That's what we did on the grooves, okay? Then we soaked it overnight and some PV Blaster. We just put some down into a paint can lid. And then we added like 50% acetone. Okay, everybody has the transmission fluid. Just an experiment. It did pretty good on the rust. It really did. I have this spring in that little thing. I mean, it didn't do the greatest, but I'm sure when I buff it off, it'll buff off clean. It did better on the spring. It didn't really do a whole lot, but I don't have the container, but there is a lot of rust that came off it. It really is. I mean, you can see it floating around in there. So that's how I did that. And kind of took it to the sides. We'll do a little buffing on that, but that's more or less this with that diamond wheel. It's actually almost too aggressive. Okay, we're about done. We're not going to show you how we're going to put the pins in it. We have a way to do the pins. We're going to, I don't have them. I'll just either tell you about it, or if I forget, oh well, but we're going to reuse the pins, okay? Let me stop here and I'll go get them and explain it to you. Okay, stirred up. See all the junk in there? So it is working. Let's get the pins on there. We got a little acetone in here to rinse them. Okay, we'll take them out and show you them. This is all worth your price of admission here. Okay, these did come out a little bit cleaner. What you've seen how nasty the stuff looked. Of course, I've stirred it up. You see how nasty that looks. Okay, if I sound a little edge here this morning. I'll tell you why. Okay. Maybe some of you live in your neighborhood like this. Okay. I feel like I'm in a competition of who gets the yard mowed first. Okay. I got 4 yards around me that are being mowed within yesterday and today. Okay. I'm not mowing my yard when the temperature's 80. The dew point and humidity are both in the upper 70s. Okay. I don't have the greatest health. It'd probably knock me over. I'm out here in the shed, and I've got the door shut. It's barely open. I got a fan that I put on me. I just turn it off me when I'm talking. Okay. Everybody's in this big frenzy to mow their yard, right? Now, come July 4th, which is what? This weekend? Some of them yards are going to look pretty nasty. Mine, I'm going to try to mow like 2 days before. There's 2 reasons I'm not mowing my yard yet. Is, 1, it's too hot out, and 2, it has not rained for a while. The last rain we got was not even a 1/4 inch. I'm not going to kill my yard. It ain't nothing special, but I'm not killing out my yard. I learned that last year and the year before. My yard stayed green clear up to the time it snowed. Other yards were burned up and dead. Dead grass. I ain't kidding you, in the fall. What do you think of that? Here's how we're going to do this. We're going to cut these rivets in half, right? We're going to form a head on each end, and we're going to pound them in from either side. That's how I'm going to do it. I might put a little epoxy, but I doubt it. Just because we don't feel like making new rivets right now. We want to get this job done. And they'll look cleaner. I mean, I'll grind them or whatever. So we're going to chop in half, make 2 separate rivets, drive in from either side. It may not be proper, but this is mostly going to be for show. And I'm sure the pipe wrench would still work. They're not going to come out. And I know that this is supposed to be ribbons so don't spread apart, okay? The part that holds this, you're getting sneak preview of all these shined up parts. The part that holds this, right here, it could be a straight pin. So, it may just be a straight pin with no heads on it. I think that's what it's going to be. We're going to clean up driving it. This one, we're going to cut it in half. Actually, it's like some weird size, like 9/32. It's just over a 1/4 inch. But here, you're getting a sneak preview of these parts. I really don't want to show you that yet. You're not supposed to see it. We're not done. So, we're out of here. You will not see this thing again until it's completely finished. Trust me, there's going to be no more how-to. I hope that I'll stop myself from showing you any more details of how I did this job. Stay tuned. Okay, change the plans on the rivet. We are going to paint it over. We didn't think it was long enough, so we was going to chop it up and try to make 2 rivets. We cleaned a bunch of stuff off the inside because we did grind to get it out, so it looks like it's going to work. So here we go, and then we're almost done. Okay, we are going to say this is done. We had a problem with the rivet, so we stopped before we did any major damage. We slipped with the punch once. We could not get that to peen over. Now I noticed I took this apart, it wasn't hammered over as much as either one as this side was. Look at the glare. This is just ground off both sides, put in there. See how it's flush? Man. I mean, it's not perfect. There is defects, but if I paint it, I'll make another video, but I just want to make it every single thing polished down to taking this out and polishing it. I will show you the new teeth. I think I said I'd use my little diamond wheel and some of them little cutting wheels. These go this direction, these go that direction. I think I got it right. Yes, when you turn it, grabs like this. I looked at another pipe wrench. Believe me, I cheated. There you go. I will take some pictures so you can see the brand name. Sorry if this was too long a video, but I can't put it in 2 parts. We're going to post it the way it is. But I mean, there's some slop in there. It's an old wrench. But it's going to end up being a wall hanger. There you go. Blowing out the camera. Ooh. And thanks again to 805 Road King who gave me this. He doesn't want it back. I surely would send it to him if he wanted hanging on his wall. I may paint that, I may not. I just like that it's all just shiny metal. Something different. So thanks for watching.